this is Generally Speaking.
Episode 2. To first.
Hey guys! My name is Lyric.
And I am Nadia.
Welcome back to episode 2 of Generally Speaking.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm really excited about our podcast. I have so much fun doing these. So today, we have our very first guest coming on the show.
We do.
I'm not going to spoil who it is.
Can't say too much. We gotta leave you in the dark just a little bit.
Just know, it's amazing, and I'm so excited.
It's a great segment.
Beyond excited. So speaking of firsts, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about some firsts, like
high school first, just
yeah.
things.
But there's firsts everywhere, doing
first
everything.
Time.
No, if you want to go all the way back, time travel. First time you blink, first time you walk, first time you talk.
All of them are recorded somewhere, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about the ones now. High school. What's going on in everybody's lives currently?
So, what's the first job? Did you have a first job? What's your first job?
My first job, it wasn't really a job. It was a job because it was like tedious and it was labor. But was I being paid? No. That's the only reason I was like.
That is not a job. That is. Never mind.
I'm still going to say it because I'm looking for a job. I know all my friends have actual jobs. I'm looking for a job, but I'm going to count this for now.
Okay.
I was a CIT at a summer camp in New Hampshire. So I was just taking over, like, helping kids, like, do stuff. Have fun.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why you get paid.
Huh?
You didn't get paid?
Because I was a counselor in training. But, like, the counselors and trainers do all the work. Like, the counselors are over us to train us. But basically, we, like, helped. We were with, like, the little kids. It was from, like kindergarten to, like, 4th grade is, like, where the cap was. Like, everybody who left. Because there was, like, the smaller camp and then, like, the bigger camp. It was, like, Camp ERC and then Camp X, which was, like, for the kids, like, 10 and up. And then we had all the little kids. So we were just helping them with, like, fun things to do, like arts and crafts, songs and games and all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
So for me, my first job, very first job, I worked for my mom. She has her own company, and I was her social media manager. I did that over quarantine, and then we came back to school, and I was like, oh, I can't swing both. But, so I did end up quitting. But it's okay, because it's still flourishing and doing great things. And my first, uniform going into somewhere, labor, is Chick-fil-A. I still work there. Love Chick-fil-A. I love the food. We'll leave it at that.
Said.
We're not gonna go into that.
Hey.
Another first. First freshman year.
Yeah.
First year of high school. Yeah. Sucked.
Yeah. So we are class of 2024. So as you may know, or may not know, we didn't have a freshman year. Freshman year wasn't a thing. COVID was a thing.
Yeah.
It means stay inside.
Therefore, my freshman year was sleeping. Sleeping and making breakfast when it was time for lunch.
I was cooking up.
Honestly, that's the only time you would see me or see anything other than my ceiling is when I was in my kitchen whipping it up. Literally, the only people saw my 5th period because I was eating something. Other than that first period, this is so bad. But literally, my phone would be on the charger on my nightstand. I would hear my alarm go off and be like, I'd have my alarm go off 2 minutes before I had to log into a Zoom. I'd roll over, make sure that we had a Zoom, got it on the Zoom, and I'd roll back over and go to sleep. All you saw was my ceiling the whole time I was on Zoom.
For me, all everybody saw was my nose and up. So they saw my nose, my eyes, my eyebrows, and my hair. That was literally it. Like, cause I don't know why. I don't even know why for real. I was just like, I don't want to show my whole face. It's morning and I don't know. What if I'm eating? What if I'm talking? What if I'm doing something? So I was just like, y'all just gonna see my nose and up. And maybe not even my nose. Sometimes it might just be my eyes and my forehead. like sometimes I would skew it just too much and just be like, it'll be fine. But we ended it off nicely.
I got a juicy one here.
Okay.
Your first high school relationship.
I haven't had a relationship in high school.
It's not juicy at all. What do you mean? Have you had a first relationship at all?
Yeah, I had a relationship in middle school, but like those, they don't count as much because it's like you wait till high school and after high school, and then like you're like emotionally intelligent and stuff, so you get stuff. But like middle school is like, Do you had a high school relationship?
I have.
Ooh. Ooh. Have you?
Not too much now. Yes, I have. I can't confirm that I have. It was, we'll just say mostly last year.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Nothing else will be said. Anyways.
That's
I don't even, you just my whole train of thought off. I don't even know. What's the first?
We could dive a little deeper. First kiss.
I thought we weren't going deeper. I thought we were leaving it at that.
No.
It was with that person.
Oh.
Again, leaving it at that. We're not going any deeper. What's another first outside of relationship?
Well, I didn't answer.
Oh yeah, first kiss. Go ahead.
It wasn't in high school. It was in middle school. But with the person I was in a relationship with in middle school. So, huh?
In middle school, doing scandalous things.
I guess. Hey, me? I wasn't the scandalous one. Is all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave
Middle
it
school
at
was a
that.
wild time.
Middle school was crazy, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about us maturing.
You went to Shiloh Middle. Shiloh Middle was such a wild school, and it was.
I was in DeKalb for the first half, and
that's even wilder.
Hey, whoa!
Keep it a buck.
You be hearing things about DeKalb? They might be true. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Be like, whoa! I heard that. I'm like,
that may or may not be true. I used to go to DeKalb school. I went to DeKalb School of Arts in kindergarten. I loved that school.
I went to Henderson Middle.
I think my perception is very skewed though, but I have two core memories of that school. One of them was I had a peanut butter M&M on the bus, and I got to school, and I threw up. But I couldn't reach. Our bathrooms were in the classroom because we were so young, and I couldn't reach the light, and my teacher wasn't listening to me, so I threw up in the dark, and it was just an awful day, and I had to change clothes. And then another core memory is our first ballet recital. Nice. I don't really remember that, though. I just remember I had a recital when I was in a pink tutu, and I loved that pink tutu. That's all I remember.
When I went to DeKalb, I was in Henderson Middle School. I like that middle school, actually. It was cool. I'll say this. It developed me as a person. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of character development at that school.
Isn't that what middle school's for? To really
but like, I didn't really care for this type of character development as much. But I mean, I'm developed now. Now I know what to tolerate and what not to tolerate.
Valid.
And how to...
See, that means you needed that character development.
Yeah, it was needed. It was needed. But it's just like... I didn't want it. I could have figured that out on my own, but now they were like, "You're gonna figure this out right now."
With the sharks.
But more first. Neither of us have a car, so we don't have first car story. I mean, okay. Soon, hopefully,
soon.
Next year we'll be like, my first car is.
You didn't have your permit.
You need to stop. You don't have to. You didn't have to get it.
I get my license in less than a week. Don't do that.
I didn't say it. I didn't come for you. You just came for me.
You're about to come for me, though. That's what I felt in my soul.
Yeah.
Because I had to defend myself before you could even get the chance.
But, hey, I'm working on it, okay? I didn't have the resources to fully work on it.
It's okay.
I'm working on it.
It's okay. I'll drive you around.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I got you.
I feel like that's just.
I feel like that's my first. You know what's first? So what's the best first of all? Our first guest.
Yeah!
So today, I'm so excited. We have our very first guest on the podcast. The wonderful, the amazing, the fantabulous Miss Dr. Gore.
Hi. I'm super excited to be here.
We're so glad you're here. We're so glad to have you as a guest. So today we're just going to talk about a few different things. Nothing too crazy. We kind of just wanted to start with, this episode's about first because you are our very first guest, which is exciting. So, what's your first car?
Ooh, my first car was a 1987 Ford Ranger. So it was 1987, but this was in probably 1999, 2000. So it was old, but I was cute in a pickup truck. I'm cute in a pickup truck. So that was my first.
First job. What was your first job?
My very first job was at McDonald's.
Really?
I was on the drive-thru, yes, and I used to have so much fun. People would ask me if I sing, and I do, but I don't sound good. So I was just like, no, I'm just like tricking you guys to supersize your meal. But no songs. But McDonald's was the very first job.
So I know you've been to college a few times. So what was your first college?
So my very first college was the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, so the big orange and white school. I was there at the same time as Peyton Manning, if you're a football person. Yes.
Okay.
And also women's basketball coach, Pat Summitt, like total legend. She has passed. But on my Tuesdays and Thursdays as a freshman, she used to like run past me. She jogged.
Really?
And I would be like, oh, hi. Hi, Pat Summitt, because she's amazing. Like, just so inspirational. So that was my first college. And my last one was Georgia State University. And it was amazing. Yes.
Maybe going there myself.
Maybe apply to them,
You totally should.
Do we have any more first you can think of?
First high school relationship.
Ooh, so I was all about the books, books before boys.
Of course.
But so I dated a guy. I can't believe you guys just asked me this. So a guy, his name was Jay Walls. He was my high school sweetheart and my college sweetheart. But then, I don't know, he just, we grew apart.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
People grow, people change.
Yes.
That happens.
That's adorable, though. Okay, so also, this past week, our Black History Month performance.
Yes.
I heard you had a lot going on with that. What is that like? Tell us about that.
Oh man, so it's one of my favorite times of the school year is Black History Month because we get to celebrate, and we are always looking for reasons to celebrate. At least I am every day. I'm trying to find something to celebrate.
Of course.
And most often than not, you all give me a reason to celebrate. But when we have these special occasions like this, it pulls together the whole entire school.
Yeah.
So a lot of people associate me with the Black History Month. It is not my program, though. It is just, I am the person who says, hey, young people, let's come together in a room and talk about it. Like, what do we want to do this year? And so the very first year that I did that, it was amazing. And it has just gotten more and more amazing each year. Again, it's not just me. It is a group of students who come up with all of the ideas. And then I have to give a shout out to our fine arts department. Like, they really pull together a show that is so inclusive of not just the chorus and the orchestra and band, but some of our clubs and organizations as well. Ms. Hawkins, Ms. Pettiford, Ms. Agnew, Mr. Johnson, I know I'm leaving somebody out, Dr. Henderson, Ms. Alford, all of them, like, they really just make me look good, and I say, okay, thanks. I'll be there, but it's always an exciting time of the school year.
Nice. So, as you know, here at Shiloh, we do have a large African American population.
We do.
So, do you think that affects, like, just the overall Shiloh culture in any way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that when you say an African-American student body, that speaks to a particular type of culture. And so it does define some of what we see in our school, from the style to the way that we speak to the way that we study and learn in our classrooms. So absolutely, that has an impact.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, I know that you are in a sorority.
I
so
am.
Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. I am a proud member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. During Black History Month and all the time, really, we celebrate our Divine Nine, is what it's referred to as. And that just means there's 9 historically Black sororities and fraternities. Mm-hmm. So I have to brag a little bit about Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated because so often the organizations are paired together. There's usually a sorority and a fraternity that are thought of in relation with one another. And I'm most proud of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated because we actually are a sister organization to the men of Phi Beta Sigma. Mm-hmm. And what makes us unique is that we have one charter, so we are one organization. Nice. Zeta Phi Beta Sigma, so we are truly brothers and sisters. So, that just kind of sets us apart. What can I say? But it's one big umbrella, and we're all about service and giving back to our communities and just making sure that we're always making a way forward for young people like you because you all have to lead us one day. So we have to, find every way that we can, and our sororities and fraternities give us a way and a platform to make things okay for you all so you can make things okay for us. Please. And thank you.
So I know, for me, I know about Greek life just because both my parents are Greek. My mom's a AKA, my dad's a Kappa. And I know a lot of people, necessarily just don't know, like, what that entails and what kind of like community that brings. So can you explain like what that means just to you or just in general?
Yeah, so really anywhere I go in the world, if I see a Zeta or a Sigma, I have an instant brother or a sister, a connection. So it's about networking, but really truly that I feel that way about all organizations, anyone who's part of the Divine Nine. So it definitely is a process. And so listen, so I was the first one in my family who pledged something else. Yeah, I know. Listen.
You said I'm a branch out.
I almost did not have a seat at Thanksgiving that year. People were really upset. But it's a very personal choice, right? Because it is community. And for me, these were like, girls that I had to spend a lot of time with. So it was important that we got along, that I could see myself in them and they could see me and themselves. Yes, I said that right. Because it is about working together. It is truly, for me, the sorority part of it is a sisterhood. Mm-hmm. So for us, we focused on community service. So we did a lot out in the community. So I've been doing community service. It feels like my whole entire life. But that's where it's at for me. But it's a process. And it was a pretty serious process. So I pledged undergrad. So I was studying, but also pledging. And no one knew that I was pledging until I came out as a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I'll have to find some pictures for you all. Because it was a moment. It was cute and fun. So, yes. Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. So how did you pick? Like, is there any distinct, besides the colors and like the signs and things and the sounds, how did you differentiate like which one you wanted to go to?
Yeah, that's a great question. So colors, signs, sounds had nothing to do with it, right? So I do like blue and white, and I look great in it. But I look great in all of those colors, but that wasn't a factor for me. So for me, it was who is most active on my campus, right? And so at the University of Tennessee, it was the Pi Epsilon chapter of Zeta Phi Beta. I saw them doing shoe drives and clothing drives. They were the sorority who I saw on the weekends, not just at the parties, but also after the party, making sure that people were sober enough to go home. They were great steppers. And so it was that service orientation. And then at that point, what I knew about sororities, they were the only one that kind of focused on scholarship. And I'm a proud nerd, right? Like, I love it, right? And so that really stood out to me. And not as a knock to any of the other organizations. I'm sure that they have those same kind of tenets running through their organizations. But for me, Zeta was the most visible. So they were really what I thought I was going to pledge under a different organization. But it turned out to be the Zetas at UT. And so It is a decision I have never, ever regretted. And I do have my seat back at the dinner table. My baby sister went to college, and she pledged something else that made other folks in the family very happy. So everything is all good.
Is there anything else you just want to share with us today,
No, other than I'm just super excited to be here because you all know that I'm fans of you all since the beginning of the school year, like with the announcements. So it's amazing to be here, and thank you for letting me be your first guest.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you.
We hope we can bring you back.
Anytime, anytime. I'm actually shy, but for you all, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr.
You are very welcome.